Reveille.
Look at us now, tip to
Ooh, Jesus.
Shout out to Morning Kombat.
Do you want a margarita? Yes! My God!
Shout out to us doing what we love. It's time to bang. Oh, yeah, it's just another manic Monday. Wish it were Sunday. You don't want to know why?
That's my fun day.
I don't have to run day to a Joseph A. Banks men's room. Hey, it's Morning Kombat. We're back in your life here on August 25th of the 25s here on a Monday. Back in your face hole where we belong. Brian Campbell from the Hartford, Connecticut suburbs coming to you live and direct from New York City, Meadowlark Studios. This man came on the train from D.C. today.
They did. They took away the National Guard is still patrolling Union Station.
Yes.
But they removed this morning anyway. I don't know how long this will last. But there were no more vehicles out front. They took all the vehicles away.
They removed as many migrants as they were looking for? Is this what happened?
Well, yeah, I've often said, BC, if you want to crack down on violent crime in D.C., you know, the first thing you need to target are the Hispanic guys delivering pad thai on scooters. That's the real menace,
As
you know?
So would you say I'm an ex-DoorDash driver or a former one?
Well, you know what? I don't know if you're ex or former. You might just be inactive.
Yeah, there we go. It might, yeah, right. Not retired yet, just in case. We'll see where my career goes. We have a show planned for you today. Will it be good? I don't know. We're going to break down.
My idea for the show, they didn't like this. The North Korean censors did not approve of this, but my idea was we should just watch pornography on the air and then talk about it.
Yeah.
But they didn't like that idea, and I don't think that their idea is better. Yeah, see, they don't think, but you know what? Your idea is not better. Your idea is to talk about these bullshit ass fights.
Remember when you got mad at me for bringing in the AG1 bottle today?
I didn't say anything about it.
My wife called me fat over the weekend. Am I getting there, Luke?
No, you were definitely not getting fat.
All right. Well, I'm working on it. Thank you.
I think your wife just doesn't like you.
Yeah, there's also truth to that. Hey, we have a show planned for you today. It'd be heavy on UFC Shanghai. We're going to kill some time and play over-under, and I'm told it could be fun, Luke, so get ready for that.
I'm ready for some over-under.
Then we'll get your DM questions. We'll close by picking the kernels out of my Shiat. Luke, did you have a nice weekend in the greater capital area?
I did. My brother came up. He brought his son, my nephew, and we took the Tukster and his son to the National Zoo together.
Wow.
And they got to ride. There's a carousel in the middle of it, and they got.
Did you pay a donation or did you walk in for free?
So you have to get tickets, but the tickets are free. You can give $10 to the pandas. I gave $10 to the pandas.
Nice.
I paid for a parking pass. And of course, if you buy any kind of refreshment, it's $89,000 for a hot dog. So we did some of that too. They get their money from you.
That zoo is very nice though.
It is, but they get their money from you. They find ways to extract it.
When I took my family to DC a couple years ago, my favorite spot was down by the water. There was like cherry blossoms and there was an FDR outdoor museum. You know what I'm talking about? That area rules. What's that called?
Tidal Basin.
Yeah, I'm a big Tidal Basin guy.
Yeah, Tidal Basin. Yeah. That's where I got married. I got married at the Tidal Basin. At the Jefferson Memorial Lawn.
I thought it smelled like shit there. It was like crop dust and lingering.
You could be nice about my wedding.
Yeah, that's true. You have a fantastic family. I'm happy about that.
Speaking of which, I need to make an announcement.
Oh, you're coming out?
No. Well, first of all, I mean, you should have seen the crime scene that I just left in the toilet. But no,
but not in the no shit bathroom.
No, I should have. I'm dying to go back. You know what? My favorite thing is I'm gonna take a dump in the no dump bathroom. Except I'm just gonna do it in the sink. You know, I'm gonna do it like what you call it? What's the bowling movie? What's the bowling movie?
Oh,
Don't get Munson. Kingpin.
Yeah, Kingpin.
Yeah, like Kingpin.
Thank you.
Putting that aside, I couldn't beat her this morning, so I just want to say today is the first day of Tukster going to first grade. How about that? How about that? So, to my little one out there.
Is this a bilingual school or Spanish only? I know she does some Spanish only stuff.
Right? It has. I'm not sure what the split is in first grade. Actually, it's a good question. I don't know.
But she's going to be. Is she already fully?
She's
bilingual?
Completely fluent.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's completely fluent. Every once in a while, she'll get an English word she doesn't know how to say. You know, so she'll just shoehorn an English word in there. But in general, she's completely fluent. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Shout out to the Tukes. Big fan. All right.
Yeah, first day of first grade.
Let's introduce our third member of the team. He's a producer, director, bong enthusiast. He's got a new spin-off podcast on the Main Card Minute called, what the hell's it called?
My Girlfriend Is Nowhere to Be Seen.
Yeah, hey, Long Island Luke Nocita, direct. from a horned up Aussie's ball back. Hey, Nosita, what's your show called?
It's called Prop Quiz, guys.
Yeah, I appeared on it. Yeah, I remember.
We had another great episode this week with Jed and Mike. Got another one coming out this week. So,
Would you say you have a healthy relationship to gambling?
yeah, I do. I do think I have a healthy relationship to gambling.
Which relationship in your
Would you
life
say
is
you
the
have-
strongest?
Yeah.
Gambling, weed, or your girlfriend? I mean, be fair right now.
It's probably a three-way tie. I gotta
I don't think it's a three-way tie.
say. I think you'd be surprised.
I think you'd be surprised.
Shit. Oh, shit. Wow. He's like, Velasquez would kick your ass. Yeah, there you go. Also, please like and subscribe. It helps the show. It really does. We've been sitting on 176,000 subscribers for a long-ass time. Get us over the hump. Also, you can follow us on social, our extended YouTube channels. Everyone on the show has a YouTube channel. Luke's got a few of them, right?
Apparently.
You
I didn't plan it that way, but that's kind of what happened.
Do you have anything to report?
I have an interview out this morning on my Substack with a guy by the name of Martin Ostermule. He's a longtime journalist covering just local DC affairs. I sat with him in the park that I grew up in, and we talked
Great
about
Basin Park?
Say again?
The Great Basin?
No,
Park?
no, Lincoln Park. It's over on the east side of town, and we talked about what's going on in the city. So there you go.
Oh, interesting stuff
Yeah.
right there. All right, I like that.
Just some anyway.
Just some. Also, if you like this shirt I'm wearing, I don't even know if it's available anymore. Oh, let's put the camera on me. Look at this.
Yep. There you
1, 2, 3 margaritas, right? Because there's got to be someone we can trust out here among us. Go to morningcombat.shop
go. I
right
had two
now.
margaritas on Friday night.
Did you lose your mind and swear out your co-host?
No,
or is
but
that only
I
when you get to
drove.
the third?
We were all the way across town, and I was buzzing. There were some Cadillac joints,
Yeah.
and then I drove my
Cadillac pussy.
my e-bike home.
Wow, that's pretty masculine of you. Hey, morningcombat.shop will give you your merch needs. August exclusives, you're running out of time for Beavis and Butthead MK Style, brought to you, of course, by Average Joe Art. Vaping is for closers. And how about the autographed Super Wash Dad's poster? LIL, how many of them we got left?
I think there's just one left.
That one is still lingering. Hey, who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? Hey, happy, so morningcombat.shop, September exclusives right around the corner. Get your shit today. Happy anniversary today to Jay Paquette and Dawn the Boss Lady of Nova Scotia. Also, Average Joe Art adopted 2 animals over the weekend. I love that guy.
He's got a bigger heart than me because my brother brought his dog this weekend because they didn't want to board it.
Yeah.
The last time they boarded this dog, the dog escaped the boarding facility.
Did you make euthanization jokes to them or only to me?
I told him about the euthanization jokes I made to you. They thought it was very funny. Anyway, he brought his dog up here, and we let the dog alone for an hour just to go get some bagels. Like, not long. We don't leave dogs alone, home alone. And he still chewed up my doorknobs. My metal doorknob has, like, dog bites in it.
Damn.
And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I had enough of this. So,
Okay. I'm trying to
nice
find the
dog,
right
though.
distance.
Nice dog.
All right. Like, you ever feel just uncomfortable when you get in a car, like the seat isn't how you normally have it?
Everything I sit in is uncomfortable, and it has been that way for about 30 years. You know?
Speaking of sitting, did you get on the new Amtrak super trains yet?
They haven't. So if you go when I boarded, the answer is no. But all the other rails have them all fully loaded there at DC. So I saw all the new trains. There's new trains coming out, and what Amtrak says is DC to New York, 2.5 hours. That's what they say.
What did it used to be?
4.
Damn.
So what they're saying is this one is a major upgrade, and the seats have their own sockets, and you've got 5G wireless free you can use on the thing. They're supposed to be nice. They're supposed to be rolling out this week. They didn't roll out today, but it's supposed to roll out this week.
Would you like a train where each seat has its own toilet? Like you just like pull up the...
Why would I do that when I can just go on the commode and leave it there?
Maybe I am turning fat.
Make people look at it.
Oh, that's so disgusting. All right, enough of this bullshit. Hey, speaking of shit, let's get into the weekend
Yeah, let's talk about
recap.
these
Let's go to
bullshit-ass
topic
fights.
number 1. Put the camera on me. There we go. UFC Shanghai over the weekend, a fight night card. Breakfast with the UFC, 6 a.m. main card start on the East Coast. That was kind of interesting. I got up and wrote a recap for CBS Sports. But in that main event, Johnny Walker is back, guys, and he's back in a big way. In his first fight with new trainer Eric Nixick of Extreme Couture light heavyweight Wildman, Johnny Walker snapped a 2-fight losing skid, survived a hairy opening round, and chopped down the tree that was red-hot Chinese slugger Zhang Mingyang and delivered the upset TKO in round 2. Luke, at 33, let's be straight up honest here. Did Johnny Walker show you any legitimate signs that the best run of his career could be right around the corner.
Fuck no. What kind of dumbass question is that?
Okay.
What kind of a dumbass question
All
is
right.
that? I mean, what? I mean, who? I mean, dude, you being serious with these fucking dumbass questions? Did he show you he was ready to make a leap to the? No, the fuck no, he didn't. And you know he didn't.
Okay, what did
You know he
what
didn't.
did he show you besides his dong? Can we go to the picture? Because this is the best
gyrating
moment.
and cavorting.
This is the best
I mean,
moment.
It's like,
of,
what the fuck are we doing here? Listen, I'll say this: we kind of thought he was going to get stopped because Zhang had walked in with a series of stoppages, and Johnny is unreliable. First of all, I just want to point out Johnny's first thing in this motherfucking fight is he runs across the octagon and then accidentally pulls guard.
No, he tried a double leg, didn't he?
I understand. That's what I mean. He said, but he misses it, rolls over, and then has to pull guard essentially.
Yeah.
But it all kind of happened in almost like one fluid motion. And I was like, my Lord, this man, what are we fucking doing? You pulled that kind of mistake against somebody else, man, and you probably wouldn't even get up after that. But here's the reality, dude. Zhang, this is what we were talking about, like with the KOs. The one thing we were saying that gives us some pause about it is not that he didn't beat some decent names along the way or look good doing it again. He had performance of the night bonuses back to back to back. But, dude, you don't know how good someone is until they get a little higher up the food chain.
Or a little deeper into a fight. 17
Deeper
consecutive
into-
fights had
Exactly.
not gone out of the first round.
Exactly. And so once they get to a second, third, fourth round, and obviously didn't go that far in this particular case, but such that the bout continues on in that way, that's when you begin to see what the real game looks like. He didn't look bad. Zhang did not look terrible, but he looks relatively conventional. I don't know what his strong calling card would be, except he has good pressure and he's got a decent punch. But there's nothing like particularly noteworthy about his game.
I mean, look, 17 consecutive fights where he didn't get out of the first round. 14 of those he won. 3 he was stopped, but those came in the early part of that run. Is there something to be said about what? Like the Edgar Berlanga thing with the 16 straight first round KOs? Is it the lack of experience in going deep? Or is it the lack of quality competition that allowed him to get
The answer is quality competition. I've seen this so many times. And to your point, I've seen it in MMA and boxing, and this is how you know it's true. If you see someone, well, I'm going to make something up, 10, 15 first-round KOs, obviously they've got some ability, and obviously they can punch a little bit, right? There clearly is something to be said for that. But none of that means anything until you move up the food chain, and then you begin to see, does this mean anything for this end of the division, which, by the way, is the most relevant end of this division. It's not like I come away from this being like Johnny Walker's Reborn. I did think he did some things pretty well. I thought he was better about sustaining attack. I thought he was better about, for the most part, peeling out when he needed to be, kept himself safer. So listen, under the tutelage of Eric Nixick at Extreme Couture, I definitely think you can point to a couple of things that he's gotten a little bit tightened up in the short amount of time he's been working there. But the reality of like this bout was Zhang's not very good, and Johnny Walker has pretty severe limits, but can surprise you. And
I mean, he's still all or nothing. He's either going to get
dangerous,
spectacularly flattened, or he's going to land something.
Nothing about this fight really questioned, is he all or nothing? It just kind of reinforced that he's all or nothing. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that.
How disappointing to Chinese MMA and the potential push that Zhang was getting a main event here in just his 4th fight in his home country, not just to see him lose, but to really, and I'm not saying I could take those kicks, but it was basically like 3 really hard calf kicks. He was kind of done.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't, he didn't check him very well from what I could tell. He didn't have great resiliency from what I could tell. He was not, I don't know, what kind of sparring partners does he have?
Should they just shut down the Chinese Performance Institute?
No, I think priming the pump like that is actually pretty important. But us pumping the brakes on, the problem is Zhang Weili comes out of here and she looks and has been world class. She's a champion. She's like really good.
Did you see she got a Trump walkout with Dana? Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
That
see
was
that.
awesome. She looked like a star.
That was great, and good for her. She deserves it.
And then she was like, "Migrant workers, this ICE," and I was like, "Okay, you're taking the Trump bit
a
little bit too far."
But the point I'm trying to make is, we have to just slow down about the state of Chinese prospects. I think in certain weight classes and in certain cases, they're going to be ready for the very top of their division. But in many cases, especially at the heavier ones, you're going to have to slow roll it. China has obviously a huge population. There's a lot of different names you could pull, but we got to pump the brakes on this a little bit.
All right, Johnny Walker scored a big win for his native country of Brazil. Did you know about the stat coming in? The last 10 Brazilians to main event a UFC card were 0-10. Who's the guy that can break that streak? Johnny Walker can. And Luke, those aren't bum names, although Johnny Walker was part of that streak, to be fair. But like, look at the studs that have shown up on that list, including Poetan Pereira, including Hobo Cop, including Money Mucano. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these are good fighters too. I mean, I don't know about the Taliesin Teixeira one, but
maybe this as you would say, re-primes the pump for Brazilian MMA too.
Dude, look at this look on Johnny Walker's face. He looks as surprised he won as the rest of us. Like he just, my hands getting raised. I can't believe it. You know.
After the fight, it was a brief fight. Johnny Walker got hurt. It looked like he got hurt a couple times in the first round. So
yes.
He was talking up his chin afterwards and saying, "I train with tough guys. You guys don't give me any respect." Then he called out the Polish power himself, Jan Blachowicz, who did not respond on social media. Is that a fight you need to see? Or you don't need to see any more of Johnny Walker?
Yeah, I mean, let me be as clear as I possibly can be. If they closed light heavyweight, it would only improve UFC.
Long Island Luke, can we bring in some sensibility here?
However, I wouldn't hate that matchup.
Long Island Luke, did Johnny Walker's turn here do anything for you?
No, this is kind of one of those fights. Doesn't really tell us much about either guy. I want to see Johnny Walker versus Bogdan Guskov. I feel like that's a perfect step up for both of them.
That's a heck of a call out.
You know, rather than Jan, I feel like Jan's actually a tough fight for him, despite being 42 years old or whatever.
Yeah, the issue is like Jan at his best is clearly better, but like where is Jan today now that he's so old, relatively speaking? I don't know.
Look, if thank you, Long Island Luke. If the brief run that, or maybe it wasn't that brief, that Walker had with SBG, John Kavanaugh, it didn't end up working. There was a brief period where it looked like it was going to improve Johnny's ground game. He had that submission win. What do you feel like Eric Nixick and company can do for this Johnny? Because it wasn't like it was a perfectly clean performance. It was a Johnny Walker performance, only he wasn't doing like backflips or anything.
Yeah, I mean, the problem was they gave him at SBG a defense style first. And I think that put him on offensively the back foot, which actually didn't make his offense any better. And it didn't really make his defense as good as it needed to be. I think giving him more of an offense first game with defensive sensibility built in, I don't think he's got what it takes to get to the top, but could that meaningfully improve his chances? Yes, I think it could. But again, it's not like he's been working with that team for very long. Like, you know, certainly it's a nice win for him. I bet the team is quite happy. Eric Nixick seemed pretty happy about it, as they should be. But there's a lot of work that has to get done. This guy's been damaged real bad, you know? And he makes a lot of bad decisions, or he executes on things improperly. Like you saw that dumbass guard pulling at the very beginning of the fight. Like he has to fight out of disadvantageous positions all the goddamn time.
That's Paul Craig's entire game plan.
Yeah, but he's got great submissions. That's a little different. You can kind of play that game a little bit.
Both have torn up Scotland, though, to be fair.
And both have just plowed through Scotland's trim. You know, it's unbelievable. But
it's all the jokes we have for this guy, yeah.
But anyway, I'm just pointing out, like, you know, I think making him put pressure behind his jab, making him put pressure, like, so you're using length, but you're using it more offensively to crowd the other person.
Sure.
I think that's going to go further than him just constantly being on the back. He's not a back foot fighter.
It's crazy to look back when he arrived. What was that, 2018-ish? Scored 3 consecutive, like, amazing highlight reel first-round finishes, and then went into a Corey Anderson fight that we would find out afterwards. If Walker had won, he would have gone directly into a John Jones title fight. What the hell would have happened if that went down that way?
John would have taken him down and pounded him out. Yeah. At that time, probably, yeah.
By the way, speaking of Corey Anderson, who will be fighting for a PFL light heavyweight title soon, did you see that quote he had recently in an interview where he said that he was once told by a UFC matchmaker that they cannot put him into a title fight because he doesn't have enough social media followers? Do you believe that?
Of course I believe that. Why would you?
I'm not saying Corey would lie, but like that's pretty.
Why would that in any way sound implausible?
I could understand thinking that and that playing a role, but to tell a fighter that directly.
Yeah, I believe him. I 100% believe him. I mean, but also at the same time, like, okay, I don't want guys not getting title shots because of that. But, and I hate being this guy, but it's important to do it now. Is this surprising to people? Like, what is it you think goes into title shots? Just
meritocracy, Luke.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a huge component, but it's definitely not the only one, and we know that it's not the only one.
Yeah, you know, I think I am.
Are we fucking children? Like, why can't we just say this out loud?
Say it. Go ahead.
No, I don't.
You're
fine.
You're
fine. Right. Are we fucking children about this? Like, I believe that Santa Claus delivers it, and the Easter Bunny fucking brings us, you know, treats and shit.
God,
We
the one
kn-
time Tukey will watch a show to get a birthday shout out, she hears this also.
I'm
This is
saying,
great.
like, don't we know that this is exactly how this fucking shit works? Like, people just
I just didn't think
infantilizing
I didn't
the
think
whole
they
thing.
would tell a fighter that. Like, hey, pick up your Twitter following and maybe we'll consider you next time. Tell that to Movsar Evloev. Tell that to him.
I suspect that his lack of a following might be doing him some problems as well.
Interesting. It is interesting. That's topic number 1 for you. But hey, speaking of a good time, now's a good time as ever to do what? To remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila. And since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots, okay? We're talking about the same family, the same land, most importantly, that same passion. 230 years later, Cuervo is still here in every pour, in every margarita, in every celebration. So enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. ProximoCuervo.com. Please drink responsibly. And we're going to have a long September here for the UFC, but you better believe that MK's pregame preview for UFC 320 is not that far away, Luke. I'm fired up for that card, by the way, with Ankalaev Pereira 2, Merab versus Sanhagen. Who do you want to sit in this third seat for this fantastic program when we get out that Devil's Reserve?
Angela White.
Great stuff. Great stuff. I don't know. Maybe a Jed Meshew. Maybe a.
Are we
Chuck
bringing Jed
Mindenhall.
back?
I don't know yet.
Are we trying to get lice?
I don't think it. Okay. I don't think it's been decided. Spoiler alert? Didn't Jed get sent to the woodshed by Mike Heck on your show?
That might be coming up in DMs. We'll get to
Okay.
that.
Okay. We'll get to that. All right. Let's get to topic number 2. A fight that probably excited Luke a lot more than the main. Just kidding. No, it didn't. Hey, here we go. The co-main event. Aljamain Sterling shutting out an overweight Brian Ortega over 5 rounds and calling for a title shot. And the former bantamweight champ was efficient, but far from exciting, as he largely dominated Ortega, who looked really like didn't want to pull the trigger until the fight got into the later rounds. There was an elbow injury for Aljo. We'll get into that. And there was some self-admitted fatigue late in a 5-round fight that he said coming in, he doesn't understand why it's there. But Aljo did circle away because of that in the final 2 rounds, even drawing boos from the typically polite Chinese crowd. So, Luke, with a 2-1 record since moving up to 145 pounds, does Sterling actually have any leverage at all in your eyes to do what he did? Ask to be next in line for Alexander Volkanovski.
No, he has no leverage to ask for it. I would say that I don't necessarily mind it. I think starting to plant the seeds and begin to force a conversation is actually the right call by him. So I want to be clear. Like, I think he has started the process in a way where, he's planted seeds. He's trying to foster a little bit, trying to get it going, trying to make something happen. Are we even at a place where that, I think, becomes a relevant concern? I don't see how it could. I mean, the problem is this, right? We talked about this. We talked exactly about this. Part of what Aljo is up against is something he can't even control, which is the state of Brian Ortega. And Ortega, you said like the later rounds. How about like the last couple of minutes of the last round? He didn't do shit in round 4, and he did a little bit in round 5, but it was not much, and it was too little too late, and it doesn't even matter.
I tried so hard.
Yeah, I was never a Linkin Park guy.
Far.
But dude, I'm serious. Like, how can you, and then the win over Ortega was relatively ho-hum at that. There was some decent ground and pound from that in that 5th round where he again, as I tried to explain to the people who don't know what they're looking at, when you create posture, that's how you can then land powerful ground and pound. Sure enough, he created postures, it kills the triangle, and he can go for it. So you got a little bit of that, but like, I'm not even blaming Aljo. He shouldn't have had to fight 2 more rounds with the same amount of money. He should have gotten an opponent who kind of pushed him a little bit, or, could have made this a more meaningful battle. But it had sparring energy for an opponent who looked like he either didn't want to be there or was barely hanging on. Aljo had some good moments, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was efficient boxing from
He
the
didn't
outside.
look- he didn't look bad.
Why not take him down? Why not try to get
He did take him down later in the fight. He did take him down, 4th and 5th. He did take him down. But however, the point I'm trying to make is, the offense never got out of, I'll say, 2nd gear in this one, which was really kind of the problem.
Generous, but
and you had an opponent who just couldn't manufacture hardly anything in the process, who fought in the most bland way. How can anyone from those circumstances think that a title shot could be in contention with a result and an impact like that. It's just unrealistic.
I mean, he certainly has a name. He's got a reputation as a former champion for being an elite fighter. Doesn't always fight in the most exciting way. Was coming off a close loss to Evloev before that, so 2-1 right now. Here is a quote tweet here of Aljo, who at the press conference afterwards would say, look, I'm 36, Volkanovski's 36, let two old unks get after
Unks.
it. Unks. Lerone, he's got some time. He's got some youth. Me and Volkanovski, why not? End quote. That was, of course, on the UFC Shanghai post-fight show. The only problem is, isn't Murphy like 34, 35? He's a damn
34,
near,
yeah.
he's a damn near unk himself. In fact, Lerone Murphy would respond to that on Twitter with a simple LOL.
Yeah, dude, he just iced Aaron Pico in the first round with a spinning back elbow. How on earth can Aljo think he's ahead of him?
Long Island Luke, you tend to protect your island
I'm
under all
trying to
circumstances.
be clear. I'm not even being a hater. I'm simply
Dude,
asking.
you're being honest, okay? Let's just be honest
Long Island
about
Luke, am I being? I
Yeah, but I
swear I'm not trying to be a hater. How can he think that's even remotely going to get?
You were just making the point, though, on behalf of Corey Anderson, that you understand title shots are based on followers half the time.
Do you think that
I think Aljo has a better following than Lerone Murphy. I think we can all agree on that.
Yes. Again, these are weighted competitively over time. Do you think that there is fan enthusiasm though for another title shot for Aljo relative to Lerone Murphy? I don't buy that there is.
Sell it. I think you could sell it because it's former champ versus champ.
Is that his Long Island talking, you think?
Yeah, this is deeply.
I mean, look, I
unconvincing.
wouldn't hate this fight, but I don't think the Ortega win is the one that is going to catapult you. I understand because Aljo's 36 that he's got to fight for his own brand. So it's not like I'm mad at him for saying that. I just don't think it's realistic. He doesn't have a history of being a favored son in UFC by any chance. I mean, we talk all the time
Did you
about,
have to get momentum? Where is the momentum? This was a good notch on whatever he's trying to do with the featherweight campaign. We can't take that away from him because that could prove useful with the next win. And now you're beginning to put together something a little bit bigger. But this particular step, relative to the step that Lerone Murphy just took, and more broadly his featherweight resume, these are not comparable things. That's not being a hater. That's just a fact.
Sterling would say in the cage afterwards that because he's getting old, it was fatigue in the late rounds that slowed him. But after the fight, he would add in the injury. Here's a snippet from Sterling's IG Live.
Good morning from Shanghai. This is from the spinning back elbow. As you can see, I now have a titty on my elbow.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because it looks like a titty. Why do you hate it? So I can't really bend my arm. Ooh. That's like the furthest I could get it. It hurts right there. So after the third round, when I landed the elbow, I immediately felt it in the corner. I told the guys who were like shaking on my arm, or Rob started rubbing it, and I think it was him. But yeah, that looks not great. And it doesn't feel great either. Normal
elbow, titty elbow.
And yeah.
All right, I've had about enough of this.
Titties on my elbow. Titties on my elbow. Who got them titties on their elbow?
So, Luke, obviously, to Sterling's credit with his name and the fact that he's 2-1 in this division, the only loss was a close one, a competitive one to Evloev. He is worthy of a big fight.
Yes.
When you look
for sure,
at who's
true.
got fights coming up, if Murphy gets Volkanovski next, then we have Lord Gian Silva against Lopez, right? Diego Lopez?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So what about Aljo versus Yair Rodriguez?
I love it. And in fact, since he already fought Movsar, and we would imagine he's somewhere in that title picture.
Oh, yeah. Who's he going to fight then?
Exactly. Lopez is sitting at 2 in the rankings. As you mentioned, he's got Jayon Silva.
Sorry, I broke this.
Rodriguez is sitting at 3. Murphy at 4. He's obviously going to get a title shot, it looks like. Ortega sitting at 5. Arnold Allen sitting at 6. Sterling at 7. So for sure, that's the one that makes the most sense to me. Now, of course, Arnold Allen was also on Twitter this morning saying a fight with him versus Yair Rodriguez actually makes a lot of sense. And I have to agree. I think in either one of those cases, a fight with Yair makes sense. It's going to be very, very interesting to see which one UFC picks, because that seems to be the one that they're going to lean towards. Hey, we should give this person potential title implication.
So do you think Evloev will be forced to win another fight before getting a title shot?
I don't.
Because he pulled out, so it's not like he has favor going for him at the moment. He recently pulled out of didn't he recently? Yeah, the Pico fight.
Yes, he had to withdraw from the Pico fight.
Yeah, if they were going to make him fight Pico, they're going to make him fight again.
Very good possibility.
But the problem is he recently fought both Aljo and Yair. I mean, not Yair. Arnold Allen.
Yeah,
So-
very good possibility that they will.
Okay.
Very good.
Interesting stuff right there. You know Andy Hickey?
Yes.
He had a tweet clowning Ortega. Can we see this, please? Brian Ortega would have a bright future if GFL was alive. So, Luke, at 34 now, Ortega has lost 4 of his last 5, 5 of his last 7, if you want to go deeper. He's clearly no longer an elite featherweight. I mean, let's just be straight up honest. I'm his greatest
How
protector.
is he ranked 5th in this fucking division?
I mean, he has fought big names. He fought credible at times. But, I mean, look, 4 losses in 5 fights should take anyone out of the top 10, let alone the top 5. Could a move up in weight re-energize his career?
No.
Or do you get the feeling that as is right now, whether he fights on or not, that it's already over?
Yeah, I think it's over. I mean, not over, but basically, dude, he's damaged goods. He's taken an enormous amount of abuse. He had to, as a consequence, take a lot of time off. Remember, here was another guy who got kind of fast-tracked and then rescued himself in a bunch of bouts. He was losing the Clay Guida bout. He was losing the Moicano bout. There's a bunch of these bouts where he was kind of behind and then rescued himself.
Sure.
Then he gets fast-tracked. Then he gets, he ices Frankie Edgar. And then, Max puts a beating on him. And, he's just never been the same since, I don't think. He had some nice wins over Korean Zombie, who doesn't have great boxing. That was a nice win. There's been one
Who
other.
has slow footwork and everybody looks slick. against
Exactly. But, in general, he looks to me like he's out of ideas. It looks to me like, I don't even know if he can make weight. He looks like he's in bad shape. I don't know why you would have confidence about his future.
Still, he's an action fighter. He didn't show this in this fight, but he is an action fighter. Lightweight is an action division with a lot of aging names. Would you be against Ortega versus Michael Chandler, for example? Ortega versus, like any of the old lingering fun action names, or maybe to be teed up to like a BSD type who's seems to be back on the way up.
Wouldn't rule it out. I think if that's the direction he wants to go and he's cutting less weight, fine. But in order to have enthusiasm about what he's doing, I'd have to see some results first.
Yeah. Well, remember when he gave that speech about the eagle? That was real weird. And then he went out and beat Yair.
Yeah. And also the eagle speech wasn't even based on any kind of scientific fact whatsoever. And in fact, is the opposite of scientific fact. He was saying that the eagle essentially, gets rid of its own beak and it grows a new one, but it doesn't do that at all. That's not real whatsoever. So
I think he should shave his head again.
He made up a the eagle goes through this biological process, and it's it doesn't ever do that. That's not a real thing at all. It's literally just invented. But what I will say is these guys will tell themselves anything to get ahead. If it works, keep telling yourself that. That's what
All right, let's go to topic number 3, and that is the UFC Shanghai undercard, and in particular in that heavyweight division. At 33, former interim title challenger Sergei Pavlovich relied on distance and accuracy, surprisingly, to earn a second straight decision win this calendar year following a recent 2-fight skid against elite foes. That's the good news. Now, the bad news is that Pavlovich also was not overly exciting for the second straight fight. Given the extreme lack of depth in the division after Pavlovich outpointed a red-hot Waldo Cortes-Acosta on Saturday, do you believe there's still one more run for Pavlovich toward another title shot? I guess if he gets back to his, menacing, hulking ways of old. He's ranked number 3 coming in. He got a win over a guy who was on a decent win streak. By default, this may happen anyway, but do you have any feeling like Pavlovich has rebounded from that 2-fight skid? He's more technical, right? Patient?
He did some good work in this fight, and I can buy that he can get back to a title contention place. I buy that. Now, title contention is going to be about what we just discussed, to what extent they see you as somebody marketable that they want you to be.
Also,
seen.
Aspinall's the champion, and he walked through Pavlovich.
It's a big problem, too.
Yes.
So I don't know if I can declare, he'll be right back in a title fight. But what I can say is I didn't love the Biggie Boy fight, and I didn't necessarily love this one either. But he did some good work in it. He maintained range. He stayed out of the worst of what Waldo. He had Cortes-Acosta, leaping to try and find him, and that you could tell he was having a problem with that. The jab was there working.
He kind of leaned on his strengths in this one.
Yeah, and he landed some big right hands ultimately as well. So there's definitely some good work that he did. But to your point, even if the UFC favored him, we're going to give you a rematch with Aspinall. Would you pick him over Aspinall? I sure as fuck wouldn't.
No, I'd have to see him go in there through Volkov a second time and win that.
Once again, I think the real move that the UFC should honestly consider at this juncture is just eliminating the division altogether.
So you want them to eliminate light heavyweight and men's heavyweight?
I think the best thing they could do is if you're over 200 pounds, call it a day.
Yeah. Go to BKFC.
Call it a day.
Yeah, there you go. Or GFL, actually.
None of you are all that interesting
Well,
anymore.
Pavlovich agreed with us that he wasn't fully happy with this performance. Let's hear from Sergei.
Спасибо за поздравления, чувствую себя хорошо.
Thank you very much for the congratulations. You know, to be honest, a little bit disappointed in my own performance. I mean, I wanted to knock him out. I wanted to get him out of there. I hit him on the head. I don't know how many times, but he just wouldn't go down. He's got a really strong head. So just wanted to get him out of there.
Никаких проблем.
You know, obviously no problem. Good thing that I got to win. But, you know, if you remember the last fight, that was to be the 3-round fight. This one was supposed to be over quick, right? Wanted to get him out there. Got him a few times, but didn't even really rock him that much. So not happy about that, but happy with the victory.
Да, надо было добавлять серийности, хотя работали над серийностью.
You know, yeah, I should have added more combinations. We worked on combinations back in training, but, you know, maybe two is not enough. Maybe you should do 3 and 4. More combinations, I think, would have got him out of there.
Что сказать, Паша, много.
You know, obviously just a lot of hard work, working really hard in the gym. But I don't usually like to say this, but today, this fight, I must have shown like 50% of what I can actually do. I'm a little disappointed in that. Should have done more. But other than that, happy.
На самом деле, мне без разницы, с кем
I think he's right, needing more combinations. Let those hands go a little bit more, though. Maybe that would have opened up takedown opportunities for old Waldo. It's also, boy, you don't care. You're like, I'm out of this conversation.
Once again, I think the most important thing UFC could do is simply
Fire everyone. All right.
Fire every last one of them.
Good news story on the undercard. After 4 consecutive wins on the regional circuit, particularly under the Cage Fury banner, Kyle Dawkins returned to the UFC on Saturday and needed just 43 seconds to upset veteran Michel Pereira via first-round KO. And oh, by the way, it came just seconds after Michael Bisping claimed that Dawkins lacks the fight-ending power, and that has been a big problem in his career. Michael Bisping had a few problems, including his editorial on Peru and maybe the fact that he's tried to do play-by-play and color at the same time. Luke, how redemptive of a win was this for the 32-year-old Dawkins?
He talks a lot.
Dawkins or Bisping?
No, Bisping. He does a lot of. He's the.
I think he wants to go back to those old days of where, like, remember in boxing, there'd be like just one announcer.
Yeah, where they just do
Don
the whole
Duffy,
bit.
just do the whole
the whole bit. It's like this is. I couldn't tell if I was watching a fight or a filibuster, but either way, he was chatty. For Dawkins, this was so great to see. A guy who's been I thought he was very good when he was in the UFC, but I mean, physically overmatched in certain ways. And, you know, he had to go back to the regional scene, collected himself, I think made some meaningful improvements.
3 stoppages and 4 wins under Cage Fury.
Yeah, exactly. And which is a good regional promotion. It goes out here and blows the doors off of Michel Pereira.
Damn.
And, you know, finished him off nicely.
Violently.
You have to feel good for a guy like that. Really, really happy to see him back.
On the flip side, after posting 8 consecutive wins across 2 divisions, Michel Pereira is now 0-3 with 2 stoppages in the last 10 months alone. Luke, what the hell happened to this guy who I used to criticize when he would dance and gas himself out on the way to the cage before doing backflip kicks onto people? It looked for a brief moment like he was getting more efficient. He was taking people down. He was looking to, gas them out. What happened in these 3 fights?
He's a little shop worn at this point. I think he's taken an inordinate amount of damage.
It's like 31, though.
Yeah, and his confidence has been totally drained. It looks like he's not competing with the same kind of belief in what he can do to keep himself safe, to land meaningful offense. I mean, he looks the part. He's in incredible shape. He's a very good athlete. But I don't know. He seems to be fighting, I'm not going to say scared, but fighting, what's the word, BC? Limited? Fighting constrained? Fighting safe, almost?
Lame?
Something like that.
Yeah, Long Island Luke, you think this is sad to see? I mean, I've never been a big Pereira guy, but people love this guy.
Yeah, I was high on him in this fight, too. I got to give Gaff credit. He was big on Kyle coming into this.
But to be fair, you were also high.
Yeah, true. But Michel Pereira, I thought he would run through Kyle. I'm going to be honest. So this is eye-opening for me. I think his other 2 losses weren't, because he lost to Fluffy. Like, that's not a bad loss. And he lost to Abus Magomedov, which he's TBD. We're still yet to see.
Boss.
He got Sean Strickland a title shot by sucking. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is eye-opening for me.
All right, let's talk about the opener on the main card, Luke. Let me try to pronounce this guy's name. Can anyone help me here? Tailaki Nuraji?
Tailak
Nuraji was making his UFC debut against Kiefer Crosby. Nuraji landed a flush illegal knee, was docked 2 points. 30 seconds later, the fight restarts, and Nuraji finishes Kiefer Crosby. So was MMA Twitter right for going ham after referee Mark Goddard, or for not DQing him? Or in some ways, is this more against Crosby, who could have potentially taken a DQ win, rushed right back to restart the fight, and then got caught and got stopped. Is this just bad luck for Crosby? How do you sort of sort out this mess?
I'm not sure what the proper. I'm a little confused on this one. So Long Island Luke, what Kiefer is arguing is that he should have been given more time to recover. Is that right?
I don't know what he's arguing. He had 5 minutes. He did not take the 5 minutes. He also could have said, I can't continue, which he arguably should have said.
Right.
And he chose to continue and then got finished 30 seconds later. So
I mean, here's the problem. If you choose to continue and you choose to continue without taking the full 5 minutes, why is, and I'm asking, why is that Goddard's problem?
I didn't think there was an issue with Goddard. Long Island Luke, I saw a lot of people coming for his head in his job, though.
In the moment, I didn't think anything of Goddard. I was thinking that was a stupid decision.
The way that Crosby talked about it on IG, I did see his post there, was that he kind of indicated he felt hurried by Goddard.
Well, when you're potentially concussed by a strike like that, do you believe like his coach should be allowed to be a part of the decision making?
No, because they don't want them to. The problem is only from afar.
Okay.
Because what ends up happening is if you bring the coach in, they'll be like, all right, let's watch out for that jab. Let's stay under the right hand, blah, blah, blah.
Because it's got to be hard in the midst of a fight when you were potentially concussed to make a credible decision.
Yeah, that's right. So I can understand if he felt pressured, and then because he felt pressured, he just said, yes, I'm ready. But, if you give consent to something, you have to live to a degree mostly with the consequences. Like, you agreed to start if you had the full 5. It's one thing if they didn't want to give you the full 5, and maybe that's what he's claiming. Maybe Goddard said something to him that we didn't hear.
Yeah.
But again, from my powers of observation, I've had a hard time discerning how any of that. Understand something, dude. When people regret their decisions in MMA, they just yell at the referee about it. If a fight doesn't go the way that they want, fans too, they yell at the referee about it. And even last week, we were like, oh, you had Robert Whitaker and I think some other guys being like, Mark Goddard doesn't know what he's doing. No, you don't know what you're doing.
Herb Dean stuck up for him in
because Herb Dean's right. And this doesn't mean, by the way, that I'm saying that Herb Dean always makes great decisions. Dude, half the decisions he makes, I'm like, I don't like these. But the amount of people who think that they know how to score fights or that they know what the rules are and then can't actually recite to you what the rules are, and this is true for fan, media, fighter, all up and down the food chain. It's pretty endless.
So suck your pelotas. You probably hate women. Anything else you want to tag on the end of it?
I mean, a lot of y'all do.
So Crosby falls to 0-3 in the UFC. And by the way, I watched an interview before the fight, and he said coming in that the SPG gym where he was there under John Kavanaugh has changed for the worse, and he has not had a trainer for his last 4 fights.
Yeah.
That seems problematic. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, there's a big question about, like, what's the legacy of the SPG's gym if you remove Connor? What can you say?
It's not good at all.
Yeah, it's not especially.
Shout out to Artem Lobov.
It's not especially decorated.
We got a little bit of sound. You can cut this before it gets too long, but can we hear from Niraji talking about this incident?
感觉现在感觉非常好.
I feel really good about the victory, and also I have to thank my opponent. He chose to keep fighting after, and obviously I break the rules, but he chose to keep fighting.
当时我整来
Actually, I never thought about I gonna go to the decision, so it don't matter to me. It's either you knock me out or I knock you out, so I don't worry about the point deduction, but I do feel.
That makes sense. My opponent decided to keep fighting, so
he's
I'll
like, I broke the rules, and he kept fighting, so thank you.
All right, Luke, there were some bangers on this undercard. I don't know if you watched them. Long Island Luke was, dude, did you really get up at 3 a.m. to live stream this?
I got up at 2:30 a.m. so I could have a little breakfast.
I don't even know what to say about that.
When your girl leaves you.
Okay, all right.
You will know why.
She was happy. I had Saturday night off. I got this Saturday night off. We got next Saturday.
You're not going to watch CJI too?
Oh, is that on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
But didn't
I'm not going to ditch my girlfriend for it, but I might tune in.
Gable Stevenson just pull out of the super fight against
yeah,
Craig with an injury?
With turf toe.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to tell you that I find that not the most credible explanation.
Interesting. He will be having his, we'll get into that later in the show.
He's got a pro MMA fight September 12th, allegedly.
It's going to be part of over-under coming up. Luke, who else stood out to you, if anyone, on this undercard?
Not a fucking one. Nothing. Oh, Kyle Dawkins was the big one.
Put some respect on
Charles
energy.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Charles Johnson.
Yes.
Now we have to say, Loner Kavanaugh, good fighter. Not going to say he's not. Not going to say that Charles Johnson didn't get a win over a good fighter because he did. However, brother, how do you pull out of the
Brother.
clinch like this? Hands down by your fucking waist, completely did you see him pull away in the video?
Yeah.
He pulls away like this. Like straight up, just chin unguarded. And of course, Charles Johnson, as the vet, always throws punches on the clinch break. Bah! Crushes him for it. And I was like, I mean, good on Charles Johnson for just presence of mind. I know when to throw on the clinch break, good habits, over time yield results like this. That's a clean, fair win. But Loner Kavanaugh is going to want that one back big time because it didn't have to go the way that it did,
Long Island Luke, you were the only man awake in America watching. What else did we see early on?
Oh, Yi Za. He knocked out Weston Wilson in like 30 seconds. That was a gorgeous
I saw
knockout.
that highlight, yeah.
And then the curtain jerker, Sati Baldiev, something like that.
Yes.
Salt Bay. He got an Ezekiel choke. It was only like the 10th Ezekiel choke in UFC history, so it was pretty cool.
Luke, when you hear Ezekiel choke, which fighter do you immediately think of?
What's his face?
Ben Rothwell?
No, the Ukrainian guy who joined
yes.
Alexei Olenek.
Olenek, he has a few of those, right?
Yeah. He has from mount and from underneath as well. Yeah.
All right. Long Island Luke, is there any MMA this weekend that you can get up early for?
No, there's that Misfits boxing card. I think that's it.
Oh, that's right. Tony Ferguson.
Yes,
against
this is
Salt Bae.
Tony Ferguson versus Salt
Luke
Poppy.
Rockhold. Salt Poppy, not that
Salt
guy.
Bae, yeah.
Luke Rockhold against Darren Till, correct?
Yep, that is right. That's going to be real sad.
There we go.
So.
Hey,
actually, it might be kind of fun.
It might be kind of fun. I want to talk.
I might actually watch it.
Hey, all you sports fans out there, not just fight fans. Did you know that the NFL Week 1, it's coming your way, and Week 1 gives you your shot to play free and stack $1 million cash bag with who? With DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. And here's how you do it. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app right now. DraftKings makes it your easiest way to play fantasy with Pick 6. You can enter for free and pick more or less on 6 player stats for Week 1. We're talking rushing yards, passing yards, touchdowns. Are they going to do more or less? Put your knowledge to the test. Luke, when we're talking about these Washington Commanders, what do you think about that quarterback? More or less?
I think Jaden Daniels, I'm going to take the over.
That's what I'm talking
on
about.
just about everything he does. By the way, during the course of this show, they announced the team had signed a 3-year, $96 million deal with wide receiver Terry McLaurin. So Scary Terry,
yes,
back with the team. Give me a hip-hop horn. Fuck your life. I want to hear something there. Very excited about that. But boys and girls, BC kind of indicated to you what you can do. You can, of course, enter for free and pick more or less on the 6 players on Week 1. He already told you all about that. So, folks, here's what you got to do. Hit all 6 picks, and you'll be splitting a bag that's already at 1 million or more. Woo! Share your link with friends to add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. So here's what I need you boys and girls to do out there. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use the code KOMBAT. That's combat with a K. Opt in for free. Yes, you can. And start stacking entries for NFL Week 1. 0 cost, huge upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry in Bag Builder contest. Only perfect entries earn share of cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
And you said, boys and girls, but we mean men and women, men and women.
Well, I'm trying to be youthful.
All right. Well, 18 or over. Hey, let's go to a fun segment to kill some time. We used to do this a lot. I got 7 of these bangers for you where I present a number and all Luke Thomas has to say is over or under.
We don't have an animation for this.
All right. You ready for this, Luke?
I'm ready.
Okay. Number 1. Francis Ngannou recently posted at Deontay Wilder on Instagram and said, quote, "It's time to settle the debate," end quote. Which debate? The debate of who is the hardest puncher in all of combat sports. Can you show the thing right there? Look at these 2 behemoths recently working on the pads. Shout out to Dewey Cooper right there on the top. Luke, according to Sky Sports in the UK, Wilder has responded and said he is interested in boxing Ngannou in 2026. Now, given their ages, given their current forms, and the fact that both have been brutally stopped in big fights in recent years, here's my over-under for you. 3.5 the total number of rounds that Wilder versus Ngannou would last in a 2026 boxing match.
That's a tough one. Wilder is mega washed. Francis is not.
But Francis's like legendary chin, we don't know what it looks like now after that Anthony Joshua fight.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he did have the rebound against Renan Fajeda, but he wrestled him, obviously, in that one. Wow, that's a tough one. I'm going to take the over.
Because it may take time for them to. There may be a lot of like cocking the right hand. But not.
And then Wilder might take a minute before he really hits the spiral. I would favor Francis in that one, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I mean, Wilder
if Wilder looked at all like himself at his peak, then of course I'm picking him. But like,
I mean, the problem was for as much as Ngannou overachieved against a Fury who clearly was undertrained and maybe got caught off guard by that big left hook that floored him and it changed that fight. He didn't look like he had the head movement or defense against AJ. Like he had like almost remedial level for boxing, right?
Yeah.
He just got picked apart. Does Wilder pick him apart and hurt him early? I don't even know.
I don't think so. Wilder, I mean, Joshua's just a better boxer, pure boxer than Wilder. I would take the over. I think no matter what, it would take a minute for that. It's not like Moses Itama in there who just would blow right through both of them. That's not who's in there.
Do you think this would be a main event? Like, would this be a Turkey main event, or would this be an attraction on another loaded Turkey card in Saudi?
If there's a way for them to ruin the fight, they'll figure out a way. So let's.
But you would be pumped up just for straight attraction purposes, right? You'd be pumped up to see what happens. No,
I mean, I would. Okay, so I don't want to sit here in front like I'm not going to watch.
Yeah,
I would watch, but this would have been interesting to me a couple of years ago. Now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it is a little aftermarket, but that's probably why it makes the most sense right now. Let's go to number 2. Inaugural Morning Combat producer Jay Aaron, a.k.a. the artist formerly known as Pennington James, continues to post...
An unbelievable loser.
Continues to post workout videos on his Instagram.
Look at this.
Possibly as an aggressive form of a midlife crisis.
Dude,
Let's
look at
watch
this. Look at this. Like, I mean, couldn't have less natural strength if his life fucking depended on it.
You didn't even get the joke out and you got the hip hop horn.
He's got the athleticism of an what the hell's the word? An arthritic grandma.
Yes.
He's got the range of motion of the Tin Man who
He's
can
been
fucking
producing
barely...
those Jonas Brother concerts. Have you been following that on IG?
Why the fuck would I be watching a Jonas Brothers concert?
He's been posting it like crazy. So
I don't follow him on social. He's a loser.
Okay, Luke. So after watching that video and taking into account his late 40s musculature, riddle me this.
What musculature?
190 pounds over under the amount of pounds that Jay Aaron could bench press right now.
Fucking under.
Okay, what are you going to go with here?
I'll give him 175 for a full max rep. That's it. That's all he's got.
One max rep at 175.
Yeah.
Would he have Schaub level raise his ass, or would you force him to like?
I mean, you can make fun of Schaub.
He's strong as
Schaub's
shit.
fucking way stronger than Jay Aaron for crying
Schaub
out
put
loud.
400 up.
Yeah, I mean his form needs a little work too, but it's a different kind. Like he is actually strong. You can say whatever you want. He's strong as shit. Jay couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag.
Dude, you know what I imagine? Us putting a weight bench right here, putting 190 on there, and getting Jay in here to see if he can do that.
Brother, did you see?
No spotter either. So if he can, he just gets pinned.
Did you see Eric Adams and Zohran Mamdani trying to bench at this event over the weekend?
I did not see that. No.
Both of them didn't do a single fucking rep unassisted. And Eric Adams
was it close enough, like Phil Simms' pull-ups back in the day?
Yeah. Once again, you thought going from here to here is a pull-up.
Yes.
When I'm trying to explain to you, it's full extension.
Well, this isn't an Olympic event. This is just like
we're just counting real reps. We're just counting. If I do push-ups like this, these are not push-ups.
It sounds like you have
that's a push-up.
Real disdain for Pennington James.
I have real disdain for posers like you who let people get away with half reps.
All right, let's go to number 3. Hey, Gable Steveson, the 2020 U.S. Olympic gold medalist, the 2-time NCAA champion from Minnesota, will make his pro MMA debut on September 12th.
Will he? He's got turf toe.
LFA 217
turf toe
in Prior Lake, Minnesota. Luke, 2.5. The over-under here, the number of regional MMA wins, if he continues to win here, if he starts off his career hot, before Gable Steveson would make his debut at the Dana White Contender Series. And if you want a comparison, Bo Nickel had 1 win on the regional circuit before getting that call.
I'm going to take the under. I could imagine it being 2. I could not imagine it. I could not imagine. Of course you could, but I tend to think 3 seems excessive. They're going to try and lock him up as fast as possible.
I mean, do you think he'll be good? I feel like people are down on him, not just for off the field, bad turns, but also it not working out for WWE. I know he's, training with John Jones and friends with Gordon Ryan and all that, but do you think he will be good right away on the regional level?
I saw the guy he's fighting. If he doesn't beat him, then, you're going to have to work at Allstate or some shit. Like, it's going to be over for you.
Well, Luke, you got any enthusiasm on this guy or no?
I do, and I actually think he might be one of the few people that could kind of bypass Contender Series. Like, if he gets 2-3 wins in LFA, I could see them just giving it. Heavyweight.
They made Bo Nickel do it twice.
But
the difference is they'll make him do Contender Series just to promote Contender Series.
All right, sure, but the Contender Series needs that. Speaking of, doing a watch along tomorrow night for Contender Series. It's been weak this year. They need some names.
This guy.
Dude, I watched the first episode, and afterwards Dana was like, "You're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're cool, you're a bitch." It was insane to watch him do it.
This guy's live streaming Tuesday Night Contender Series.
Once again, when she eventually leaves,
oh, hey, I don't like that talk.
And writes that John Deere letter.
Dear John.
Dear John.
John Deere, God. Mow the lawn, dude. Come on.
I saw a headline with it because they had to lay off a bunch of people today, so that's why I got him in my brain.
Yes.
When he gets that Dear John letter, what are you going to say? You can't say he didn't know. Like, he knew this was coming.
He's trying to make some money for the family. All right, let's go over to number 4. PFL co-founder Don.
Was he on LinkedIn talking about B2B sales?
Continues to draw criticism each time he appears on camera. This time for telling Front Office Sports that he believes PFL is, quote, a substitute product. Let's go to the videotape.
What?
So MMA is now mainstream. MMA should be part of every sports portfolio. That clearly benefits PFL when we come up for our media rights renewal next year because PFL is a substitute product. Unlike other athletes, we have 1/3 of the top athletes in PFL. UFC has 2/3. So this is not like the big 4 sports leagues where the NFL controls all the talent. The NBA controls all the talent and other leagues have 0. We have 1/3, UFC has 2/3. So it's like soccer, where the Premier League has a lot, but League One, Serie A, Bundesliga has a lot of top athlete talent. So PFL, substitute product. We don't have a substitute brand yet. We're new. We're 6 years old. They're 35 years old. So great for UFC, great for MMA, but the media rights deal, great for PFL next year.
Dude, you're calling your product a substitute product. Like, that does not come across favorably. Don, stop it. That was Front Office Sports today, by the way.
What's amazing is when they finally collapse, all the people telling me that, like, well, who gives a fuck?
No, okay, well, here's the question.
Nobody cares.
Considering that UFC will begin its new rights deal with Paramount in January of 2026 to the tune of $1.1 billion per year, and by comparison, Top Rank is ending an ESPN deal this year that paid them $84 million per year. So, over under $50 million, the amount per year that PFL will make in its new broadcasting deal, which is yet to be negotiated and finalized, but is for 2026.
Wow.
UFC at $1.1 billion. Top Rank recently at $84 million per year.
This is a great question.
Do we need like Axe from the MMA Draw to answer this, or Zach Arnold or John S. Nash? I mean, where are you at with this?
This is an interesting one because obviously the UFC deal is insanely lucrative, and you have to ask yourself, is ESPN going to want to stay on some level in the MMA business? Because if they don't, where is PFL going to end up, and who's going to pay for it? I don't really know what the answer to that would be.
Sure.
Fox Sports, would they really buy PFL rights? It just seems unlikely. Or Time Warner, I suppose, is a maybe, but even then, I don't know. Nevertheless, 50 seems a little low, just given the state of the market.
They do have 1/3 of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah,
they don't always know what to do with them, but they have them.
They definitely don't, but they've got some. I'll take. What's the current one? value that?
They have not disclosed that.
They've never disclosed it. They might. You know what? I'll take the under. I'll take the under. I don't know if they can. There's a temptation to be like, oh well, because the UFC got this. Yeah, we're not even close to them, but we'll be able to piggyback their momentum. And I think their momentum is entirely specific to their brand, and not specific to the state of the broader sport.
And their TKO connection too. Like it's a larger thing that's being offered.
That's right. There's a big machine behind the UFC that helped make those numbers. Not by itself, obviously, but a few factors together that helped make the price as high as it was.
All right, Luke takes the under. Let's go to number 5. Speaking of TKO, the Dana White-supported Irish junior middleweight boxer King Callum Walsh has received the co-main event slot for the November 12th Canelo Crawford fight on Netflix when he takes on fellow unbeaten prospect Fernando Vargas Jr. Should Callum Walsh win, it wouldn't take a genius to suggest that Walsh could be the early face of Zuffa boxing when it launches in 2026. So let's imagine a scenario in which Zuffa Boxing has its first non-Netflix card, right? Part of their new monthly series that let's say it starts in January, and there's rumors it could even be Paramount CBS, by the way, but it's not official. Over under is 2.5. The amount of monthly Zuffa Boxing shows before the first TKO title is put at stake.
I'll take the over. Because if it's 3, then that seems right to me. Like
now, first they would have to pass the amendments to the Ali Act, which would make them eligible under a UBO to have their own titles.
That's right. So, I mean, some of that presupposes some legislative victories that I think are likely, but not foregone conclusions. Yeah, I just don't think they do it at first, but I think that they would get around to it pretty quickly. So this would put them third quarter of the year. That sounds about right to me. Yeah, I'd take the over on that.
That's a hell of a push for Callum getting the co-main here. That's huge.
How do you size up his chances against Vargas Jr.?
He should be favored. Vargas Jr. is 17-0 with 15 KOs, but he is of the 3 Fernando Vargas sons, and they're very good. He is the one with the lowest ceiling in terms of picking out. That doesn't mean that Callum Walsh is going to roll through him. I think Walsh should win. That's what that's what people tend to believe here. The problem is that neither have really faced super elite competition. So this is good matchmaking in the sense that they're going to have to really prove it against one another. But obviously for Callum Walsh is a monster opportunity.
I see. Okay.
I mean, he could very well be the face of the brand.
He's had some nice wins, but he hasn't beaten anyone noteworthy.
No, and I feel like in the last year, he's kind of been in neutral as they wait for this.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had a bigger 2024 than he did 2025, right?
But got Pop. He's got Freddie Roach. He's got Dana behind him. He's very poised. He wants the smoke. So, if they're going to match Zuffa Boxing aggressively like they say they are.
Good promotion.
This is the right guy to get after
Definitely good promotion for him.
Let's go to number 6, Luke. Former top 10 UFC heavyweight Brendan Schaub recently became...
What the fuck?
I'm not dunking on him. Recently became a spokesman for Rewind at 10 men's hair dye and was quoted
Wait, hold on. I saw this. This is real? I thought this was a bit.
I'm not making fun of the man. I'd love to endorse this as well. I'm not only the hair club president, Luke, I'm also a client, okay? On the website, Schaub is quoted as saying, "Rewind keeps me fighting Father Time without telling the world." Now, Rewind at 10 has celebrity endorsers far more famous than Big Brown, including Big Pun, DJ Khaled, Travis Kelce, Tyson Beckford, Wonderboy Thompson, and NORE Nori.
How can Big Pun be a figure when he's dead?
Or, sorry, Fat Joe. I screwed that up. Sorry, Fat Joe. So this is Fat Joe's product. Luke, we all know your reluctance to fight the aging curve by joining the legion of distinguished men like myself in hiding a few of those grays, okay? But hear me out.
I'll steal your girls from you looking like this, motherfucker.
$8,500 over under. The amount of money Rewind at 10 would need to pay you for an endorsement deal for you to agree to dye your hair live on Morning Combat. I'm being straight up with you.
Like we brought like a
Money
hairdresser in here, right?
We brought a hair.
Someone could do it properly.
We'll bring in Neon Dion to do it.
Neon Dion from Jersey City.
I do trust him.
barber.
Yeah.
He comes in. We are going to use the Rewind at 10 product. You will go jet black.
Why do I have to dye it like Wayne Newton?
Okay, go brown. Whatever you want.
Put the camera on me so I can see. Let me see.
Go blonde like Schaub did for the Chombies. Look, whatever you're into, all right?
What do you think? I think going from this to jet black is probably a mistake.
So I'm not saying you have to do this. I respect the fact that you don't want to do this. Todd Grisham said Bruce Buffer told him, don't diet. Chicks love the salt and pepper.
That's
okay?
true. That's very, very
but
true.
you are a man. Like, we're businessmen.
Body for days, motherfucker. Don't forget.
You'd be motivated by an endorsement deal for money, okay?
I am also a whore for money. So I'll be honest. I'll take the under on that. You could come in here and diet. I'd do it for $8,000. Yeah.
Okay. What would be your number then?
$8,000.
Oh, $8,000. Oh, $8,000.
Yeah, I'll do it for
Okay.
$8,000.
Okay.
But you gotta have it cash, like a Nelk Boy Dana White gift.
Long Island Look. Think of the ratings for that segment, right? Think of that episode.
It would
right?
be good.
That would be great. All right.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Okay.
Now, if they wanted to do a deal per month, that's a little different.
Now, what do you think about the fact that Schaub had been lying that he doesn't color, but now he's endorsing a colored product?
Was he lying about? What was he saying?
He's saying that his mustache only gets gray like after it grows really long.
That he's been dyeing it?
Yeah.
I mean, haven't you been a little bit fibbing about
No,
some
I'm straight up. I mean, my
Are ya?
wife rips me the fact that it'll be gray one week and jet black the next and brown the next week after, you know? I'm a floating mess.
I don't fucking care.
All right. I got one more for you, okay?
All
Here
right.
we go. Luke, Netflix and Zuffa Boxing recently announced its 12-member broadcast team for the
Yeah.
September
Got enough
13th
guys on that fucking panel? Jesus.
super fight in Las Vegas between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. Now, to update you, John Anik on play-by-play. The analysts are Max Kellerman and Andre Ward.
Which is, by the way, that should be
That's a great trio.
That's a great trio.
The ring announcers are Michael Buffer for the big fights, our good friend, and I'm not good friend, but I love his work. Joe Martinez doing the prelims.
So far, so good.
Ringside reporters are Heidi Androl and the Hall of Famer Jim Gray.
I mean, I'll just say this. I got nothing bad to say about either of them, but it should have been Brian Campbell. I'll just put that out
Thank
there.
you very much there. Skipper Kelp, former boxer, by the way, lost to Raul Marquez as a pro. He's going to play like the Dean Thomas role with scoring and coaching.
Okay.
I worked with him on one of those Callum Walsh cards. Great dude. He's
All right.
Dana's boxing coach.
Yeah, that's when it starts to get real bad.
Now
after
we go
this.
to the desk above the arena. The host, AC Slater.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Then Mark Kriegel.
Yeah, that's two thumbs down.
Antonio Tarver.
Tarver to me can be good, actually. And then they got Cop. I mean, what are we doing?
Okay, so here we go, Luke. 4.5. Imagine a scenario that you and I go to Vegas and cover this fight. And afterwards, all of the talent is walking back into the same hotel.
Okay.
And we offer all of them a chance to join our MK blunt rotation. 4.5, the amount of Netflix announcers on that card who would accept our invite to go around the corner and
smoke
pass
a
the
J?
MK blunt around
All right.
after Canelo.
So I think we're definitely good with John Anik. That's one.
Yep.
Regrettably, I think Cop would take the offer. So we'd have to smoke a J
Okay,
with
there's
Cop,
two. There's two.
which I wouldn't really want to do, but, you know, we would do.
Okay, Andre Ward would be a no, and I respect that.
Okay, fine. So he's out. I feel like the Buff would be an out without
He's
two.
out.
All right. So we
Joe
can't-
Martinez is interesting.
Joe is a tweener
That's
for
a
me.
wild card.
What do we think about Heidi Androl? Would she smoke weed
No,
with us?
no. I would think she would be out on this just for.
And I feel like Gray is out too.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't know Skipper's. willing.
Skipper looks like he gets down with the
I bet
blood.
you he would get down. He's ripped, by the
What
way. for
about
like a
AC
50-year-old
Slater?
man.
Would he be like, I don't want to hang out with a bunch of
No,
herbs?
Barrio Lopez definitely smokes weed.
First of all, you know Tarver's going to smoke with us. I mean, let's just be real.
Definitely.
About
Now,
that.
what about Max Kellerman? That's the one that
That's
I'm
the
not sure.
wild card.
Like I don't like Max may smoke, but I don't know would he smoke with us. That's the question here. So what are you going over under on 4.5?
I'm taking the under.
So
I'm
who
taking the
are
under.
you identifying as a yes right now?
I would say Cop, Tarver, and Anik.
No Kriegel? Too sophisticated?
I might actually just decline to even give him an
AC
offer.
Slater? So that's 4 if you get AC Slater.
I don't know if I can count on that.
I'm going to go Skipper Cup for 5. I'm going 5 here, all right?
You are ambitious. In
I'm
the
going
number
5
of yeses.
here, all right?
Most of the time in combat sports, when I ask people to do things with me, the answer is typically no.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Yes. MK Nightmare blunt rotation. That was over under for you. All right, let's get into now, please. A chance that we give you every Sunday night when at Morning Combat on Instagram and on the X. We give you an opportunity to get your questions heard, okay? If your name is Daz, then we say mahalo to your ass.
Back up
Shout
on
out
that
for
ass.
Flannels and Jits for being here, too. This one's called DMs from the Donks. That's all right. That is fantastic. Number 1 coming our way. What do you got? This one's from this guy, 1888. That's cool and all. Yeah, I knew this was coming, but can we talk about Rampage's son,
Yeah,
Raja
holy shit.
Jackson?
Holy shit. Can I just say something before we even talk about this particular situation?
I'm not playing the video, by the way. That is not a have you seen
Dude,
this
that
shit clip.
video was
The thing is, there's a lot of videos, and they're all incriminating.
Okay, let me just say something first. First of all, these people who call themselves streamers, now there's guys who do it who I think largely are entertainers at heart. Guys like I Show Speed. Are you familiar with him?
Yes, I am. Remember he got speared at the WWE
Yes,
thing?
yes. But he does a lot of racing contests, and he jumps over things and visits cool places.
I don't need people to live stream their life 24/7. Okay?
I will say this: the people who live stream all parts of their lives, this seems to me incredibly poisonous. Terrible incentive structure. My understanding is that this dude was looking at the comments on his live stream, and they were calling him a pussy because he let the guy.
All right, let me frame it real quick. Okay?
Yeah, set it up.
Rampage Jackson's son Raja, who is 0-1 as a pro MMA fighter. I don't know if it's pro or amateur. Right?
I believe it's pro.
He was live streaming himself at a pro wrestling event. It was Rikishi. Remember the guy who put the ass in the face? It was his promotion. And outside of it, another wrestler who's called what was his name? Psycho Steve or something like that, or
Psycho Stu?
Sicko Steve or something like that. So he's an Army veteran. He does pro wrestling because of his PTSD. That guy crossed the line on the live stream by doing a worked crash of the bottle over his head on there. Raja Jackson was like, "What are you doing here?" The wrestler said, "What? You're not going to sell it?" But Luke, there's an additional video where they make up afterwards. They apologize to each other. Everything is good. They worked it into the pro wrestling show that night that Raja Jackson was going to jump in from the crowd, do a double leg takedown on Sicko Steve, and then supposedly land at least one real punch. Unfortunately, Raja Jackson picked him up so high he slammed him down on his head, KO'd him, and then landed 22 consecutive punches.
Hard.
To break basically his entire face. And Sicko Stu or Psycho Stu, excuse me, whatever his gimmick name is, was choking on his own blood and teeth. Not to mention that because the live streaming is just keep going, there's some very incriminating post-event videos in which Raja Jackson is defending himself as, I'm sick of people thinking I'm a bitch, blah, blah, blah. Rampage, who was elsewhere also live streaming from a restaurant, finds out about it.
Poor example being set.
Finds out about it in real time. And then goes on Twitter and basically says, my son got KO'd in sparring like 4 days ago and should never have been there. By the way, that KO in sparring was also live streamed. So,
dude, what are they doing?
The wrestler is recovering, but he's got this looks like, I don't have a law degree, but this looks like attempted murder.
How
this
has he
looks
not
like a
been
situation
charged yet?
where, the police are now investigating it, but they have on camera the talk beforehand about, they're going to let me go in there and throw one punch. And then it was just, dude, full steam unanswered. This is really bad, really gross. I don't see how this isn't like major jail time.
And also, just like Rampage having, from what I've seen, maybe I'm missing something, a fairly nonchalant attitude about what happened. I mean, I know he put out a video and he put out a statement. And
he said he wasn't defending his son?
Yeah, it wasn't like he was, trying to cover for him exactly, but he didn't seem to grasp the seriousness of it and tried to dismiss some of the events that had transpired. And by the way, tried to say that they were closer in proximity than they actually were, and tried to downplay, I think, some of the seriousness of it.
Why weren't the other wrestlers jumping in earlier? I mean, they could see that this was
I don't know. I mean, being there and seeing things like that, it can be weird. I don't know. I don't know how to say anything like that. I would just say, dude, these people that stream their lives, this seemed to me like such a bad idea, where where the people in your own chat are calling you a pussy, and this could conceivably, I don't want to say it did or it didn't, but conceivably puts you into a place where you now feel like you have to act out and like you're taking going to a pro wrestling event is not an ordinary thing on your daily routine, but there's, to your point, this guy lives a certain life. He's having ordinary events in the course of that life. Now you have to be performative about every version of it, and what are you willing to do? What risks are you willing to take? And what kind of lines are you willing to cross in order to make this palatable entertainment, because you have an audience that's expecting this essentially the mundane expanse of life to now be entertaining, to now raise the expectations. It seems to me dark to do
very
something
dark.
like
Now,
that.
if you only saw the video of the wrestler hitting him with the worked bottle and trying to create a moment without talking to him about it beforehand, you could be like, okay, well, this was some level of
But didn't
payback.
he apologize multiple
they're
times?
on video apologizing multiple times and like hugging and being like, okay, everything's good. And then they worked it into an actual storyline. This is tragic on a lot of levels. I mean, the guy looks like he's going to recover, but still, this is really bad, dude. For pro wrestling, for live streaming, it's gonna. Damn. I mean, Dave Meltzer quote tweeted saying like that's the worst thing I've seen in my history of covering pro wrestling.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, like in terms of like there's been many matches that turn into shoots where people took advantage of somebody. I mean, remember New Jack and ECW throwing that dude off the top trying to kill him. Oh my god. But this is pretty damn bad. This is gross to watch. I really didn't like waking up to that video yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday, and I thought at first I'm like, this can't be real, and then it just keeps going, and I'm like, and then all the other videos start coming out. Or at least that was my understanding of how I took in the situation.
You want to talk about like building a legal defense? Everything's on camera.
Everything's on camera. Everything. I mean, again, they're trying to probably piece it all together so they can. Would you be surprised if there's no charges?
How could there not be?
I don't know. I don't know the law.
Because
I don't know how he's not arrested already.
I'm with you. I mean, if it was agreed upon that they were going to do a certain thing, it wasn't knockout slam and 22 unanswered punches where you break the guy's face and teeth. I mean, that is.
And also, like, listen, raising a kid is hard. I've barely done it. My daughter's only 6. That's the only skin in the game I've got. But first of all, can we just talk about like Kick, where people are just streaming like the nastiest streamers are on?
Yeah,
Kick?
I don't want anything to do with that.
You know what I mean? Like just as a general place where reprobates go, Kick has some questions to ask themselves. More to the point, just the example that Rampage is setting. Again, I'm not telling you parenting is easy and there's a straightforward answer for everything. It's not. And I'm not saying that for some reason Rampage can't seem to handle his own life streaming. Maybe he can do just fine. But it looks to me like Roger can't. And it looks to me like he didn't understand how to navigate this situation, and they threw gasoline on the fire with the way in which he was trying to perform for an audience's expectation. Dude, this is dark stuff.
Let's keep it going here. What else you got, Chin? All right. Let's go to at World's Worst Hero. How wild is it that Jed Meshew got absolutely blanked?
He did?
3,800 to 0.
He got blanked.
In what's that called? Prop quiz.
To be
from
fair,
the main card minute.
To be fair, Jed did have 500 points in the end. He wagered it all on the final question. And
Dude, Mike Heck took him to the woodshed.
Yeah.
At least you and I were back and forth.
Yeah.
One would be up, then we'd lose points.
Yeah, there's a little drama in our game.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Would you ever sign on to him as your attorney? You're going to jail, right? 100% you're going to jail.
Let's settle this. Yeah, that's great there. Shout out to Jed. I don't want to have to go against Mike Heck now. He took that dude.
Yeah, he's gonna smoke me too.
I'm a community college graduate. Huh?
Yeah, but MMA knowledge is different. I mean, that levels the playing field.
That is very true. Let's keep it coming here. Thank you, World's Worst Hero. This is from at lowercase 3. Rank these fighters from who would be the best to worst against their current divisions. Johnny Walker with Vettori's chin, Yuri with Anderson Silva's head movement, Ortega with Wonder Boy striking, Gastelum with Clay Guida's cardio. So if you could take a fighter, add a huge strength that they don't have, who would be the strongest within their own division currently?
Gastelum with Clay Guida's cardio is pretty decent.
But Gastelum's issue isn't necessarily cardio.
Cardio,
right?
That's the problem. That only solves.
He's in
one
the
of
wrong division.
Issues.
He's too willing to get.
So that's what I was going to say. That only solves. Ortega with Wonder Boy striking also.
What about Yuri with Silva?
I was going to say Yuri with Anderson Silva's head movement.
Johnny Walker with a better chin would be crazy dangerous.
Yeah, so it'd be one of those two. It'd be Walker with Vettori's chin or Yuri with Silva's head movement.
And even if you improve Ortega striking, his lack of defense or willingness to.
Yeah. Also, can he make weight anymore? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The problem with Ortega and Gastelum is that they've got a series of problems that one giant fix actually doesn't.
Dude, I want
fix
to see
the whole
Prochazka
thing.
at heavyweight, not middleweight. I want to see Prochazka at heavyweight and just be quick and
I
explosive.
want to see them close the heavyweight division today.
Oh boy. Let's go to the fourth one here from at Sticks Plays Time. Who are the fighters who inspire you the most, not just for their fighting abilities, but also for their
Is this a joke?
Excuse me, for their ideals, beliefs, and actions. There are some fighters that
none of them.
Dustin Poirier?
Okay, Poirier he's not active anymore. So
I respect Daniel Cormier as a man a lot. I respect Timothy Bradley, the Boxing Hall of Famer, a lot. There's no one you're going to be like.
I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to play a game where we look the other way on all of the insane nastiness in the fight game, the rampant racism, the rampant homophobia, the rampant.
That doesn't mean that there's not nice gentlemen.
Let me finish. Bowing down to dictators, constant fucking, just the worst behavior and the least enlightened, stupidest shit you've ever seen in your life. We look the other way on that, and then I'm asked to now talk about like the way in which they inspire the world.
Excuse me, sir. You can leave your high horse outside. There's an answer.
How is
to
it a
this
high
question.
horse? How is it a
It's
high
Max
horse?
Holloway.
How is it a high horse to be
Max
like, yo, I
Holloway.
don't think racist shit is cool.
Okay,
how is it a high horse?
We're not counting those guys. We're trying to pick
That's
through that.
the overwhelming majority.
It's a pile of shit. There's some kernels in there. Can you identify anyone that you respect?
I'll leave that to somebody else. I'm not going to play this game where we do this anymore. I spent 15 years talking about all of these kinds of things, all for it to blow up in my face when we actually get a chance to see who most of them actually are. There are some, to your point, there are some. Somebody else can do that part of the job.
Wonder Boy Thompson seems like a very nice man.
Seems like a very nice guy. Sure. There's a plenty of nice guys, actually. Corey Sandhagen, nice guy. Ryan Hall, nice guy. There's a bunch of nice guys. There's not to say you couldn't do this, but I did that for 15 years, and the brand basically expects you to just tell only that side of the story and never the other side of the story, which it turns out is actually the bigger part of the story.
Yes, but that's not what the question's asking. They're asking.
Yeah, I understand that's not what the question. I understand that. I understand that.
Who inspires you? Who is somebody that
I
you're
think
like,
people need to reckon with the state of the game before we just start doing this pretend bullshit. So that's my answer.
Can you come to parties with me? I'd love to see just clear the room out. You know, I'd be like,
dude,
you can't drink that until you know how it's sourced.
You can't question my bona fides on trying to answer that question.
You're receiving that question the entirely wrong way. This is the equivalent of you saying you only hate women's fights because you hate women. Like they could just think the fight's boring. It could happen that way.
Oh, believe me, I think women's MMA is boring, but I also think a lot of these people just have unresolved issues. But the question is not, to your point, I'm actually not disagreeing with what you're saying, which is, hey, couldn't you still identify some names? Yes, of course. What I'm trying to help you understand is I did that game where the editorial vision for the vast majority of the time in MMA media has been talk about how great these guys are as athletes and people. And even if they're complicated in between, because of course most people are, no one is all one way or the other, still lean towards the side of this ultimate redemptibility. And I'm trying to explain to you, like, we did all that, and the game decided that was less important than letting all the bad acting simply just go unrestrained. And it has been so nauseating for me to watch that I no longer wish to participate in this phony game. That's the point.
Fans out there, Luke is not here to play your reindeer games. Let's go to the final question right here. At Frankfurter 67.
Pound for pound dog.
Can you guys make a pound for pound? So does this mean fighters who fight like donks at times? Or what does it mean?
Feel like...
Or does this mean a pound for pound donk list of our fans?
I don't know. Is there clarification on this?
Long Island Luke, what do you think they're asking?
So I initially thought fans, but right when you guys read it, for whatever reason, my mind went to Ankalaev and I thought of fighters. So maybe they mean fighters.
I think they mean fans.
I don't know. We could do both.
I mean,
if it is fighters, you got Johnny Walker on that list, right?
Yeah.
Michelle Pereira's.
Yeah.
I guess he used to be on that list. I don't know if he'd still be on it.
I mean, Yuri Prochazka's kind of a fun donk too, in a way, right?
I definitely feel like he in that. So I feel like in that Hill fight, he began to turn away from the donk side.
Okay.
But to your point, there's been some of that in the past. Who in the women? Who's like a donk women's fighter?
Jessica Andrade.
Is that donk?
Kind of walks right into Whaley. Kind of, you know,
a little bit. A
warrior too. I mean, it doesn't mean that. It just means
she was
like
a champion. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. What about if you flip the question?
What was Yuri?
I mean, people like Average Joe Art, Saul A from Louisville. They're pound for pound donks right here. Although, would you want to check their voting records before you're willing to put them on?
No, I don't care. Wait, you think their voting records is some mystery? I can guarantee you I know most of the ways that went, you know?
All right, there you go.
That's not disqualifying.
Enough of that DM bullshit, all right? Let's get into the real shit of this show. You know what I do every Sunday? Oh, sorry. Also, morningcombat@gmail.com if you want to put that down there. You want to reach the show, you want to get your pedantic dead wrongs or your fan subs of a picture of you and Saul's wife in an MK shirt, go to morningcombat@gmail.com. Tell Mikey we said hi. Don't show your prick. Thank you very much.
Send him pictures of that.
What I do Sundays is I scour the globe for the highs and lows, the good, the bad, the ugly in the world of combat sports and beyond. But last week, you made me feel bad. You basically called me a misogynist without saying it for this shit. So no women were harmed, I don't think, in this.
So today we don't have women being gored by bulls?
I don't think so. Either way, this one's called Have You Seen This Shit? All right. Hooah! UFC Shanghai this weekend gave us some serious Merab memories. Let's start with Merab meeting a bunch of female fans here in China.
Oh my God.
Two on Titi, Luke.
Damn, Marab is cleaning up. Good for
Oh my
Marab.
God.
She's like, I'll never wash this chest again. Marab would also meet a tiger head-on. That guy's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not doing that with a tiger. Even a little one like that. Or relatively little, you know what I'm saying?
You guys think he's joking, bro. He does not care at all.
No, he doesn't care at all. Marab does not care about anything.
I'm not getting in the tiger's face, bro.
He actually growled in his face, playfully, but it's wild.
So can I touch? Go for it. Go for it.
That's what he asked to Eileen Perez, too. Can I touch? Remember?
Go for it. Don't worry.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't hear what you said. I was watching him.
Remember he asked Eileen Perez, Fiona, he's like, can I touch? And she was like, yeah. And he's like, psh, psh.
He did that?
You don't remember that clip?
He horny?
Also,
horny?
Marab, who's, by the way, 2 months out from a title fight, shadow boxed on the edge of a 1,400-foot building in Shanghai.
You again?
That's literally on the edge. I know he's hooked up, but that's wild.
So is he about to jump off this thing?
Yeah, it's like a skywalk thing that they do where you can like walk on the side of the building. And just last year, I found this bonus clip of Marab on the edge of a ledge of a building in Naples, Italy.
I remember this.
No harness this time, just Marab.
Bro, he lives, quite literally, he lives dangerously.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Luke, if there's a punching bag machine, you know you're going to show up on the show, right? Let's watch.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hell
That's
yeah,
great.
brother. You
That's
killed
great.
that.
Let's head out to the old ball game. Watch this umpire on this home run. Crushed it.
You smoked that. Oh, is he gonna? Oh, he does the old drop one.
Oh, God.
Pobrecito.
Oh, boy. All right. Hey, let's go to the Phillies game here. Let's check out this jersey.
It's the most Phillies fucking jersey of all time. Of all time.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's keep the baseball theme going. Watch this strike 3 call from the umpire. Mikey sent me this, by the way. All right. Okay. Did the old Adesanya bit. Okay. It's great, right?
Let me see that one more time.
Yeah.
Am I imagining things? Is this AI? Yeah, and suck my dick. Yo, what's the ref got against the pitcher?
Like Leslie Nielsen,
or the batter, I should say.
Naked Gun. Remember when he became the umpire in that?
Did you see the new Naked Gun?
Not yet, but I want to badly.
Anyone in studio see the new Naked Gun? Nobody. Dude, everyone who I talked to who actually saw it said you got to go see it.
I heard it's hilarious.
like a laugh a minute.
And then now Liam Neeson is dating Pam Anderson because of that movie.
You know what? Listen, she's had quite the run.
Kid Rock hit that.
I don't think he's the only one.
All right, it's time for some your awkward manhandling moment of the week. Remember when DC got picked up and paraded around by old...
He got spun around by Hamzat.
By Hamzat.
Strong as shit.
Let's go over to the Ariel show.
No. Oh, yes.
Oh,
Okay, you're like
right
here.
That
You're right here,
chain
bro. Oh, thank you. Okay.
All right. Look, it reminded me of another awkward thing I once chronicled inside a studio similar to that at the MMA Beat. Do you remember this picture? You're like, Danny, come over here. Let me show you this move.
This is my lost child.
Yes, that was...
that I adopted from Colombia.
That was weird and wonderful.
His name is Daniel.
Luke, do you ever go to a swap meet?
I have been to them. I've not gone to one recently.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find. Look out for the pink item here.
Is that Conor McGregor at the Mayweather weigh-ins?
It's pink panty night. Yes,
bro. This is no bullshit. Like one thing that I saw when I went to Colombia the first time is like this is less true in Bogota, but it's definitely true in like Cartagena. You'll go down like the street and you'll pass these shops that sell like clothing for women.
Yeah.
The mannequins that they use to put women's clothes on
have cans.
Gigantic titties.
Yeah. Wow.
And like a huge big ass too. Like the mannequin shape is absolutely unlike anything you would see here. First time I saw it, I was like, what is this fucking real? Did they do this? Yes, they do that.
Look, you ever see those losers in public who are on their cell phone? They don't even realize they're about to get hit by a car.
Like a Brian Campbell?
Yeah, watch this guy.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh my God. Oh no, are you
Snuck on by the
Oh my God! Even the lady singing is like, "Hey everybody, look who brought the dick to the party. What's up, dickhead?"
Luke, I believe I can fly. Here's your hat of the week.
It started out with a kiss. How did it end up with piss?
Yes, well,
I've definitely seen some action that goes that direction.
Speaking
you know what
of
I mean?
R. Kelly, here's your fortune cookie of the week.
A kind stranger will piss in your ass today. Okay, what is this?
All right. Hey, speaking of ass piss, Conor McGregor made the
Ass.
funny.
Do you remember that with the guy who had
Ass.
the Tourette's on
Yes, I
on
do.
South Park?
Yes.
Piss from my ass.
Luke, Conor McGregor made the footy rounds this week. How many grams were in his pocket when he met David Beckham?
Hey, babe, the kids won't eat these brown bananas.
Oh, I skipped.
Throw them out. Why?
Because mommy doesn't love you.
What the fuck?
Sorry, that was your bad parenting of the week. I jumped ahead.
I would pick kids over bananas, but you know.
Oh, here's
That's
Conor
just
and
me.
David Beckham. Thank you, Long Island Luke. I mean, what do you think they talk about, Luke?
Nothing interesting.
Women?
Could be.
Okay.
David Beckham, Real Madrid hero. I will say that.
Rate Conor's footy skills. He went to the, is this the Napoli Stadium?
Yeah.
Decent?
I mean, he's juggling a ball.
Okay. Could you put him in at halfback for your old Barcelona team that you love?
Yeah, Barcelona's not my team.
Oh, you're a Madrid guy.
That's right.
All right. Of course, Luke, we will never forget that time Conor threw out the opening pitch at the Cubs game. You remember that?
Holy shit.
Okay, just a bit outside.
Hey, 50 Cent. What happened there?
All
Did you ever see the
right.
John Wall one?
No. Was it?
It's like, dude, it's like one thing, it's like, okay, 50 Cent throws it and it's terrible
Yeah.
because whatever. But then, you know, John Wall,
Who just retired.
well, he did, but like, you know, we would agree in his prime, good athlete, right? Throws the ball like your grandmother. Like the worst throw you've ever seen in your life.
Cody Rhodes was just at like this fan event where there was like a how fast can you throw, and he also threw a baseball as if he had never thrown it before.
You'd be surprised. There's some good athletes who just can't do that kind
That
of
is
thing.
interesting. Was it? I don't know. Like I feel like growing up, we played every single freaking sport outside every day.
You had to know how to throw a spiral. You had to know how to throw the ball from outfield, the baseball. You had to know how to shoot hoops, and you had to know how to hit a tennis ball.
Like I'm not great and was never great at any sport, but there's
Yeah.
no sport that I can't just like pick up in
a ball, yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
be
Totally. I'm
decently
terrible at all
competent
of them, but
Yeah.
I you know, it looks like I have played it at least once. you
Yeah,
know?
that is interesting. Let's go to the dentist office for some more hijinks.
If she does a handstand, what's going to happen?
Lunch for everybody.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No one's eating after that. All right. All right. T-shirts of the week time, Luke.
Sir, a second penis has just entered my ass.
Okay, that's aggressive. All right. Speaking of conspiracies.
Dude, what is that shirt? It's a gay sex 9/11 joke?
Yeah,
what is this?
People love conspiratorial T-shirts. Let's go to the next one.
Epstein did kill himself. Jet fuel can melt steel beams. JFK's head just did that.
I believe in all three, you know?
You know, this person probably doesn't read a whole lot.
All right. You love weightlifting. Would you ever wear this shirt?
Osama bin Lifton. You got a swole ass Osama bin Laden.
All right.
You know, probably not in public.
Okay, what about this final shirt? Would you wear this?
They call me pre-cum the way I be dripping.
Okay.
You're fired.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Just get the
New
fuck outta
segment
here.
alert, Luke. Would you eat this? Little penne, right?
I was with you until she honked a booger on it. There was no part of that I was like, oh, this is now inedible. And then she honked the nose on it, and I'm cool now.
I mean, it kind of turned you on a bit, right?
You know, when she spat on it a little bit, I was like, all right.
Yeah, you were into that. Hey, fight of the week came from the Adult Rec Soccer League. Check this out.
Oh, and they stomped on him. Bro, they're getting busy out there.
Wow. This is why I quit, old man rec basketball. Because
Have you ever gotten to a fight doing old man rec basketball?
No, I've had people threaten to punch me a couple times, and also
Did you deserve it or not?
I felt I was in the.
Is this from a hard foul?
No, I'm not that kind of player. I'm the kind of player that within the lines, I'm not gonna like make fun of someone's family or anything like that, but like competitive aggressiveness. Like when I step out of the lines, we're friends. We're asking about each other's family. But within the lines, I'm gonna try to get into your head. Oh, you didn't think that ball went out of bounds off you? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play things up, and people.
I would hard foul.
People
you.
reach their boiling point, but you got to identify who plays better when they're mad or who plays worse. And once you can get in some guy's head, that's an advantage for my team right there.
I would hard foul you.
I'm gonna win that game. Hey, who's your favorite recurring segment performer on the show? On the Have You Seen?
If you put on the cake lady, I'm stabbing
Hey,
you.
she's back again.
My God!
There we go.
Yeah, why don't you just eat your hand, you
Okay,
disgusting
that's
creature from
disgusting.
Mars? Yeah,
Oh
cut that
my
off,
God.
you fucking ape.
We got to get her on here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
She's going
why don't you
deep
cut
on
some
there.
slices in there? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is there fucking chocolate in that turkey, you absolute cretin?
All right, Luke, you know how to play Rate That Tat, right? 1 to 10, 10 being the highest quality, okay?
All right.
Let's start off with this Star Wars inspired Yoda
Wow.
leg tat.
That's a 10.
Wow.
That's extraordinary tattooing. Yes.
Okay, shout out to Killer Ink Tattoo for that
that's
one.
extremely good.
I love it as well. Let's go to this UFC inspired Thug Rose shoulder tat.
So this guy who does this, there's one guy who does this where he puts faces of famous people, typically innocent people, like a young Justin Bieber or something, and then does like almost like graffiti on their face.
It's a little dark.
It's a little dark. This is a very good tattoo. I'd give it a 9.5.
But it also is like a little alarming.
It's a little, yeah. I mean, I don't, how would Rose feel about it? Is kind of the question I would ask, and there's no way to know that. But it's definitely a good tattoo. Yeah.
All right, so far we got a 10, we got a 9.5.
It's a pretty good tattoo.
You sent me this armpit tat. How do you rate it, Luke?
I sent you this?
Yeah.
That's a 2.
It's creative. You got to admit it's creative.
It is. I mean, this guy has been to prison.
All right. Our North Korean censor himself, Daniel Snyder's nephew,
Yeah.
sent me this one last
Did he?
night. Rate that tat, Luke.
Holy shit. That's a 1.
Oh, come on. You can't go 2 just for the symbolism.
I can give it neither a 9 nor an 11.
Okay. All right. I see where you're going with that. Finally, Luke, we found a tat up your alley. Rate this Marine tat. That's the backside.
Why the fuck would he do this?
And then when you turn it around, Luke, with those moves, that's the front side.
That's a 0.
Is that guy? Are we allowed to call that guy an ex-Marine or what?
Yeah, you can definitely make fun of him. Also, go play it one more time. You don't have to play it the whole way through. Correct me if I'm wrong. When he turns, does he have a USMC tat on his arm? Yes, he does. Motherfucker, you got enough Marine Corps tattoos?
He wants people to know.
Jesus.
All right, we got 2 more here, Luke. Have you ever vaped in an airline bathroom yet?
I can neither confirm nor deny that has happened.
You don't want to do it. Watch this news report.
Tonight, an American Airlines flight from Milwaukee to Dallas forced to divert. The airline says a first-class passenger would not stop vaping.
My bad, dude. I thought this was American Airlines. Oh, I can't red, white, and blow an O? Then you gotta freaking go, dude. Whatever. First class, kiss my ass. I'll do it again, dude.
That guy's a comedian. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that was fake.
That is funny.
Finally, Luke, you'll never know what you're going to find in the fast food drive-thru. Am I right?
That's true. I'm sorry. What did I just see? Play that again. Play that again. Is that a foot and a mouth?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's the man
okay.
serving you your Whopper right there.
What fast food outlet is that?
I don't know, but I'm not going.
One more time. Can we guess off the uniform?
Carl's Jr. maybe? I don't know, Luke. Where are we
I feel
at?
like that's Hardee's.
Yeah, your
That
dad
looked like a
definitely gave
Hardee's.
out coupons for that one right there for Halloween. That's all the shit we can handle.
A free mouth suck on your toes.
But that is the grossest fetish. I mean, there's a lot
Dude,
of gross
if you
fetishes.
put someone's toes in your mouth, you deserve to be shot into space and left there.
Like, I'm not okay, I have gross toes and I know it. I have some family members, like my wife and my son, who are like, I don't even want to see your toes. They gross me out. But like, everyone's got them. If you took your socks off, I wouldn't like throw up, right? But to go to that next level of that is so disgusting.
Once again, if you do something like that, you deserve to be publicly executed in front of your family.
Wow.
I want to be clear about that.
You big toe guy, Long Island Luke?
No, I can't say that I am.
You a big ass guy or just live streaming at 3 a.m.? You know what I mean? Yeah. No horns on that one. All right, I broke this. Morningcombat@gmail.com. You already know. Reach the show that way. Also, please, you can like, follow, and subscribe to what we got going on here at Morning Combat. Also, hit up our YouTube channels. I have interviews on the Brian Campbell Experience with Paul Hughes.
How'd that go?
So very well. You can check that out right now. I've also going to be. I spoke with actor Eric Roberts. You know, the legendary actor,
Julia's brother.
Julia's brother. Do you remember the 1989 cult martial arts classic Best of the Best?
So Best of the Best is a banger, certified.
So he was in 1 and 2.
That's right.
There was 3 and 4. He didn't want to be a part of it. He is going to be in 5,
No
and they are
way.
having a like fan meetup Q&A seminar thing in October at a dojo in Las Vegas. The ticket information is in the video, but I got to chat with him about his career, about working with Sly Stallone in The Specialist. Remember that movie with Sharon Stone in '94?
I haven't seen that one in so long.
It was so much fun.
Dude, wasn't Eric Roberts like one of the criminals in the Batman?
In The Dark Knight. He talked about that, yeah.
He actually was pretty good in that movie.
Very
I mean,
good in
it fit relatively minor role, but he was pretty good in
Dude,
that.
I rewatched Best of the Best for the first time since my dad rented it in like the early 90s. Dude, James Earl Jones is in that.
Yeah.
Ahmad Rashad is the announcer in
Dude,
that.
Conan, was it Conan the Barbarian or Conan the Destroyer? Which one where James Earl Jones was the Snake Lord or whatever? Like he did some cool ass. He was the voice of Darth Vader, obviously. Like he did some cool ass shit.
So James Earl Jones, even though he was African American, had like the same face and voice of my grandfather, Peepa. So we always referred to him as Black Peepa, James Earl Jones.
That's a little on the racist
No,
side.
I mean,
but,
it's just like, you know, it was, yeah, all right. Maybe I'll take that back in the edit process afterwards. So there you go. Check that out. Check out Luke's, you got some big political interviews coming your way. I know you do.
I locked up one. Well, I didn't lock it up, but I got the ground started on one that if it goes through, I might shit myself.
Obama?
So, no, I first of all, I would never get one like that. Second of all, I don't know if I would want one like that. What does he got to say at this point?
I was talking about his daughters.
Them too. Why the fuck would I want to hear from them?
I don't know. It's like a DC thing or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in talking to them.
All right. If you had to talk to one child of a president, which one would you pick? Hunter Biden?
Oh, it's got to be Hunter Biden, brother.
Like, if I could secure a Hunter Biden RSD, would you be down for that?
You better book Hunter Biden. I'm looking right at our producer. You better book Hunter Biden, and we're going to smoke crack on air.
I mean, he said, what about Barron? That's what our producer just
You think he knows crack like Hunter Biden?
No. Don't forget, Hunter Biden banged prostitutes and smoked crack in my town at the Naugatuck
I want to be
Border
clear.
Lodge,
I've
right?
never smoked crack before, but I've never wanted to smoke crack more than after listening to Hunter Biden.
Oh, well, he is very passionate about it. You have to
He
give him that,
makes
yeah.
doing crack sound like the most awesome experience imaginable.
All right, there it is right there. Long Island Luke, what can we expect on the main card minute?
I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow for Contender Series, and then new quiz drop in Friday. So tune in for that.
Also, I want to be clear about something. We obviously have Contender Series tomorrow. There is, as you indicated, Luke Rockhold, Darren Till on Saturday. The word is not getting out enough. I know we discussed it a little bit on the show. Just one more reminder. CJI 2 is both Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
And remember, it's team format, Royal Rumble style.
Oh, wow.
So they're doing a Royal
So
Rumble.
you don't know who's coming out?
That's right. They on the clock, and then the team picks who comes out next.
Former MK producer Alex Wendling is one of the talents on that show.
That's right. And I suspect new black belt Brendan Lynch will also just be there in attendance. I'm guessing. I'm just making that up. I don't know if
That
he'll
dude's
actually
like
go.
ripped up, right?
So CJI 2 on Saturday and Sunday.
What are we going to talk about on Friday's show?
Once again,
We may have to play prop quiz.
we're going to have to get Hunter Biden on the show
Yes,
and
yes.
just smoke crack.
There it is. There it is. Shout out to Espresso Cannabis on Instagram, a fan of this show who sent in a gift package, Luke.
Did you open the gift package?
I think you did too.
I didn't open it. Someone just left things in my bag.
There you go. There you go. We love you. Thank you very much.
If the
for
dogs catch me at Union Station, I blame all of you.
that. Morningcombat.shop to get your MK merch needs. Remember, the August exclusives will not be here in a week. We're
So wait,
talking.
31st is Sunday, is it not?
I believe it is.
Yes, and we'll be dropping. Well, guys, Monday is Labor Day, so I believe we discussed internally we're going to go Tuesday. So Tuesday merch will be dropping.
Okay, there we go.
The new merch next Tuesday, your last chance to get MK Beavis and Butthead from Average Joe Arts Design.
We got one poster left.
Vaping is for closers with Luke Thomas and the Super Washed Bros autograph poster. New exclusives next month, But if you go to morningcombat.shop right now, we do have evergreen products. And don't forget, and I mean this, mix and match the colors, all right? I like this little baby blue 3 margaritas of Luke Thomas right here. morningcombat.shop. Anything else you want to tell the people?
I love you all. Thank you so much for watching today, even though we had to discuss fights that were of fairly low significance. Let's have fun on Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
You know what? Let's have motherfucking fun on Friday.
Wow. You know what I always wanted to do was like secure guests, but don't tell you who they are, Royal Rumble style, and then like a new guest is coming on, and you're like, all right, and then it's like Damien the Donk, and you got to like actually give a good faith interview.
Oh, just put it in my 2 weeks at that point.
just log off. Yeah, there you go.
Where did Luke go? His stream died.
Wow. For Long Island Luke, LT, and the B till the
let me do. This is Anderson Silva style blowing a kiss. Like he doesn't like go on the lips.
Yes,
he covers his face like the
you
alien
do Elon
thing.
Musk style? No.
Oh.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
He wasn't giving his heart to the people.
Yes,
Understand that?
Indeed.
Mwah.
Wow, I love that. We love you. Take care of
Shouts
yourself.
to Tukey, first grade.
We out of here.